Hi, everybody. Happy Monday. It is Monday. I actually am posting this on time. So excited. I am sick again. I got over the last sickness and now I've got strep throat. So if I sound a little scratchy, that's why. Um, but we are going to be talking today about three different things that kind of work together that we can use to improve the overall feeling of our lives. So that they are negativity, responsibility, and self-worth. Okay. So I know you're probably thinking, like, how is negativity going to help us? The opposite is going to help us, but we have to understand negativity first. So let's talk negativity. Sounds like fun. So nobody wants to be negative, right? Nobody wants to go around being like a Debbie Downer and talking about all the negative, horrible things, right? But we as humans are really good at it. Our brains have developed in such a way that they want to protect us from all possible harm. And where we are no longer living in caves, fighting for our food and running for our lives, our brain is overcompensating with less real things and more things that just sort of feel real or seem real to our brains. It's not very useful. For example, the part of our brain that used to think, is there a tiger hiding behind that bush, is now thinking, is that group of girls talking negatively about me? Right? And the fact is, we don't know. We have no idea what those girls are talking about. Probably nothing to do with you, in all actuality. But anyway, that's how our brain works. And a lot of us aren't even really negative. It'll just pop into our lives in really simple things, like thoughts like, it's too hard, or I'm too busy, or I should do this, or she should do that, or things should be different in some way. Okay? And our brain just thinks it's protecting us. And it starts offering us these negative thoughts, and we believe often that they are true. But really, what is true is what you believe. So, for example, the statement, "The world is full of evil." I bet you can find a ton of evidence for that is absolutely true. The world is full of evil. How about this one? "The world is full of goodness." Totally. I can find so much evidence that that is true. So the one that is true is the one that you believe. Both are valid. But what do you believe? What do you want to focus on? What do you want to think about? So yes, because of our primitive brains, it may be very easy to come up with negative things. But what do you want to think about, focus on, and believe? And how about, what if you just genuinely looked for positive things? Because I can guarantee you that you're going to find those positive things, and it's going to be way more fun, right? So maybe instead of "it's too hard," you could be like, that seems like a really fun challenge. Like, let's see what I'm capable of. This is going to be awesome, right? Or "I'm too busy." You could think, how am I spending my time? Is it really what I want to be doing? And where do I want to make some adjustments? Because you're the boss of your time. That feels so much better, right? Instead of "I'm too busy," be like, I'm the boss of my time. All right, so that's a little bit about negativity, okay? Now, let's talk self-responsibility. Self-responsibility means accepting that you're the one creating your feelings, okay? And I've talked about this before. We often automatically just start blaming other people or others or circumstances, things that are outside of our control, for the way we feel. But what is actually true is that when we take responsibility and accept that we're the ones creating our feelings, that it's not the other people and what they're saying and doing, or it's not our job or how much money we make or where we live that's creating the feeling that we have. It's actually what we think about those things that's creating the feeling. That restores all your power back to you. That gives you the ability to affect change in your mood and in your life. Okay. So we have to accept and re-accept this responsibility over and over and over again. It's not just one and done. Okay. That'd be so cool if we could just be like, I accept responsibility for all of my thoughts and feelings. But no, it doesn't work that way. We have to kind of do it over and over again. It's a practice. We literally have to practice. Whenever we have a negative emotion, most often we're going to automatically want to be like, oh, this stupid circumstance or that thing that she said, right? We have to stop and re-accept responsibility that we are creating these feelings. Now, when taking responsibility, that does not mean that you blame yourself in any way, shape, or form. A lot of people be like, well, I feel awful, and it's not the way I'm being treated at work that's making me feel awful. It's what I think about the things people are doing at work that makes me feel awful. So why am I causing myself to feel so awful? There must be something wrong with me. Self-blame and shame. Blah. That is not what I want. That is not what I mean. That is not the way we use this tool and this information. So you don't blame yourself. You use it as information. Like I said before, we use it to reclaim our power. Because guess what? We're humans. And humans make mistakes. And when mistakes happen, nothing has gone wrong. This is exactly how things were going to go. You were always meant to make a mistake. We always knew it was going to happen. There is just a sentence in your brain that is causing you to feel a certain way. And because you know that, you can now use that information to practice taking responsibility, reclaim your power, and train your brain to be a tool to serve you the way you want it to serve you. See, that's really good news. If you're creating the feeling, then you have the ability to change it. You also have the ability to not change it. Sometimes we feel disappointed. Maybe we just want to feel disappointed for a minute. There's nothing wrong with that. But knowing that you're the one creating it gives you all the peace of mind of knowing that you can also change it. That's within your control and nobody else's. So now let's talk self-worth. Your worth and your value never change no matter what. No matter what you do or don't do or say or think, where you live, where you work, does not matter. Your worth, your value never change. They were predetermined. They are constant. With that in mind, we can use different circumstances in our lives as proof that we're not worthy. Or we can use those same circumstances as proof that we are worthy. For example, I have depression, as if you didn't know. And I could use it as proof that I'm unworthy of a fully functioning brain, that I'm being punished in some way, that I can never achieve some things that other people can with fully functioning brains, right? I could use all of that. Or I can use it as proof that I'm strong, that the Lord knew what I was capable of and allowed me the opportunity to overcome a difficult obstacle. I can see his hand in my life through sweet blessings all over, just sprinkled all over my life as I've gone through this challenge of learning how to manage my depression. So I can clearly see that I am worthy and valuable. So we can live in a state of negativity, living purely at the effect of our circumstances and our emotions, or we can practice taking responsibility, accepting that we create our feelings and genuinely look for positive things to prove that we are worthy and that nothing has gone wrong. And I want to give you guys a tool to start practicing that, okay? It's the concept of equal airtime, okay? So basically what this means is we give so much time, an X amount of time, to thinking or speaking negatively, complaining or saying that we can't do something or that something shouldn't be the way that it is, or that we should be doing something else, that we're lazy, whatever it is, okay? We give X amount of time to that. Go ahead. Sometimes we want to do it, go right ahead. But after you've done that, you need to give equal amount of time to considering the opposite may be true. Giving equal airtime to positivity. Okay, so for example, I was teaching my son about this. He was a little confused, and so I gave him an example that he could understand. He's at a new school this year, and they cover a lot more material. They're much more fast-paced. It's challenging for him. So I said, okay, he's having a really hard time. He doesn't really like it much, but so I asked him, I was like, tell me all the things that are not so great about your new school. And he's like, but you know them all. And I'm like, that's okay. Just tell me what they are. And so he would name some and I would count them off on my fingers. And he gave me 5 big things that he thought were no good things about his school. I said, okay, now I want you to give me 5 things that are good about your school, that makes your school really awesome. It was a challenge for him, but that's the exercise, okay? We challenge ourselves to genuinely look for those positive things. Because what he believes is that this is a no-good school. And I gave him the time to explain why. And then I wanted an equal amount of time or effort put into looking for the things that prove that his school is really awesome. So this exercise is meant to stretch you a little bit, challenge you a little bit, give you that opportunity to really look with genuine curiosity for positive things that you hadn't considered before. This will give you the opportunity to look at things more objectively and to give yourself that time to decide where you want to focus, what you want to believe. Okay? So, recognize the times and the ways in which you exhibit negativity. Take responsibility for the feelings that you have. And while remembering that you are always worthy and valuable, genuinely look for the positive things in your life so you can decide where you want to focus. So thank you guys so much for listening, and I will talk to you guys next week. Bye.